We're live.
Great. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new discussion Podcast as Unleashed, where we share uncensored real topics. We have here Simon. Could you introduce yourself, please?
Victor, sorry. Hi, I'm Simon from Africa Investor Stories. If you want to know about what it takes to invest in Africa, listen to my podcast episode. It's Mondays and Thursdays. We do a solo podcast on Thursdays and the general interview of anybody on Monday.
Great. Carla, back to you.
I'm Carla from the Wonder of Wellbeing podcast. It's a podcast for parents and teachers of kids between the ages of 5 and 14 years old. And we explore all the issues to do with education and well-being.
Over to you, Matilda.
Hello, everyone. I'm the host of Coffee with Matilda, Journey to Self. It's a podcast about finding yourself and loving yourself.
Great. Nelson.
And good afternoon, everyone. This is Nelson J. Zambrano. I'm the host of Investing in America, and where we talk about how to invest in U.S. real estate, and we also interview and I talk with high-performance people and entrepreneurs because they always get a little bit of a different take on things. So I'm on Spotify and iTunes.
Great.
Look forward to having you all on.
Over to you, the one and only Victor. Unmute yourself, please.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm Victor Osio. I'm the host of the Diaspora Entrepreneurs podcast. I interview diasporans who wants to shift from a 9 to 5 to having a lifestyle of freedom.
Thanks, Victor. So, and I'm the host of Women with Stories podcast. I will be your host today for this discussion. Great discussion. We are going to discuss an unusual topic that some of us were not aware of it. It's about singularity and will advanced technology kill us or spell the end of human race? I know that some people will freak out when they hear about all the discussion that we will and all the information that we will share today. And I just want to put on the screen the definition of singularity. And singularity means that a simple definition, it's a point where intelligence artificial will be very much smarter than humans, and the technology will evolve so fast from human point of view that we as human will appear to us as an infinite technology and we can't control it anymore. And I want to discuss the first point with Carla because she is in the education field and she helps parents and she helps children. And I wanted to discuss with you about kids' behavior now with all the whole technology thing, because today neuroscientists shows that smartphones are making us less social, more addicted to it, and more depressed. And I want to know what kind of behavior you see now in the kids and how it's affecting the learning process.
Okay, well, I mean, there are so many effects on kids, and kids are usually the place where you want to look if you want to see the authentic and honest picture about what's really going on in human society, because kids are not very good at hiding things, especially young children. And I think one of the biggest things that we've seen in education over the years with children is the changes in attention. Children find it difficult to focus anyway because their brains are continually developing and growing, but their inability to focus for longer than a few minutes is really obvious in school now. And also their over-reliance on technology to think for them is another thing that you see. And that's not, I wouldn't say that second thing is widespread. That depends a lot on the way they've been brought up and what kind of experiences they've had and what kind of adults they have around them, teaching them to rely on different ways of finding information. But with Google and just a quick answer for every question, that is a bit of an issue with kids, especially older kids who maybe the motivation for learning is not so strong anymore, or kids who haven't developed the ability to do research or critically think, or, and that's also another issue is not everything that you hit in Google and find an answer to is the truth. And so kids they still need guidance to figure out what information is accurate and how to determine if information is accurate and how to think critically about it. So I think those are the things that I noticed the most obvious in the last few years. But there is also the issue of connection and how kids make connections now, and who they interact with and how we monitor that. We used to be able to monitor who our kids hang around with and who they have contact with, because they would be people in the community and usually people that the parents would control access to. But now with the internet, kids can have access to people from all over the world. And it's much more difficult. It can be much more difficult to moderate that, to control it, and to observe what's going on, and to make sure that whoever they're interacting with is having a positive effect on them, or helping them to develop in the right way. So those are some things that I know we'll probably pick up on it a bit more later on, but those are the things that are really clear when you work with children or as a parent.
Yeah, thanks, Carla. Over to you, Simon. I want to ask a question. Do you think that we can control our behavior towards technology and not be worshipping it? We can't hear you.
Can't hear me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Carla. I would say it's very hard. It also depends on whether what age group you're talking about, as in how you've been brought up. Like, for instance, my son's generation, they don't understand life without a mobile phone. And if you take it from them, you're really bringing down the fire and brimstone, so to speak. But then even as the older generation, you can find that with the algorithms and the stuff that Facebook and social media set, that you can go on there to do, let's say, some social media marketing, and you find yourself looking at something else. So you've really got to have some strong discipline. I would say, in relation to what Carla was saying earlier, we need to groom our children in a way to explain the effects of what social media and our AI, how it can immerse in your life and how it can take control even without you knowing. I myself, at times I have my struggles, but overall I have no problem not answering my phone, not dealing with technology. But as a living, technology is what I use. Do you understand? Yeah. And as long as that technology is on, Google, Facebook, even just general things that you search can react to you. I'm sure we've all had that classic situation. We're talking about something to somebody and an advert pops up, or Siri or Google says, sorry, I did not understand that. Please explain again. And you weren't even talking, it's like MI5 or CIA is listening to you. So I think Nelson's perking up there.
That's not true, Simon. But could you repeat that again, please? My tie didn't catch that.
Okay, I said. So I would say that would be everybody's going to have their personal battle, and also if you take in consideration, if you virtually have virtual friends or virtual social life, like I remember I was in there's these when I was last in Jamaica many years ago, they have like a texting party. Basically, you go there and you just text people, but you're looking cool, all dressed up in your outfit. I didn't understand that, but that is basically, you could argue, the future. The future is, I don't really need to go around my friend's house anymore. I don't need to go around my friend's house to play PlayStation. We can all play PlayStation in different points of the world, just like us today. We're all in different parts of the world, Nigeria, Scotland, America, so on. And we're all having a conversation. And we do this every week and we don't see it. We haven't even met each other. That's how, you know what I mean? So for one sense, we can say, technology, but look how it's useful.
Yeah. And that's what's the dangerous part is as the technology is evolving so fast and technology improve each day, and I think as human we rely a lot on it. Google, like Carla said, also Google Maps, advanced calculation, online translation, and all this learning, we rely to new technology. So we don't use our brain or our connection that much, and it can cause us to be more reliable to technology and more stupid. So a question over to you, Victor.
Sorry, just to jump
Go
in
ahead,
there.
Simon. Yeah.
I wouldn't say you become more stupid. For instance, I used to do a white van driving job, and using A to Z is all very well, but it takes up more time. Now you've got the GPS, it just makes life easier. I will add, if you look on Elon Musk, what he's doing, he's taking microchip processors and putting them in pigs' brains and reading the neurological signals. He doesn't understand the neurological signals, but he estimates in 5 years he will be able to do that to a human and be able to control the human in some shape or form. That's quite a interesting route. So they've gone from having a mobile phone and trying to use algorithms to control you to just saying, "Come here, mate," boom, and off you go. Do you see what I mean? That's a whole other ball game. You know, so everybody better be good at running. I'll tell you that, because they're not doing that to me. Go on, anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's scary because you have a device that is implemented into your brain or your body, and it controls you in a way, right? And it's scary because we don't have this consciousness like now. We have our own behavior, our own character, and now we will have all this technology implemented in our body. So.
Yeah. So and by the way, we've got a comment here just came in from Sasha Serge Bakarian. Is on the technology will it kill us, and he says even with drones, even with weapons and AI drones. So I guess he's talking about artificial intelligence drones. Again, I don't know. That's all he wrote. Like what was in that movie?
I know what he's talking about there, Nelson. You've got drones now that you can put explosives on them. So obviously you fly the drone to where the enemy is and you just smash the drone into the enemy and he blows up.
Right,
yeah?
But what I think is
that's what happened in Armenia.
Well, hold on. Let's bring it back. I think what he's talking about there is the artificial intelligence drones. What was that movie? Wasn't Civil War? One of the Avengers movies, right? Where they could just program the information into the air carriers, and then they would just automatically go and find these kinds of people, right? It was like a type of a drone that would but you know what? Yeah, so that I guess that brings up a question, Kaola, what you asked in the beginning, which it can be smarter than people, right?
Yeah.
But then we have to define what's smart. Right? I mean, we have to define what's smarter, right? What's a better decision? Is the best way to stop global warming to just wipe out all people because we're the main causes of it? I don't know.
Yeah, they have done some statistics on this AI thing, and they said that 35% in UK jobs, it will be completely done by robots. And can you believe that a lot of people will lose their jobs because of AI? AI will replace them. And also in the United States, you have 47% of jobs that will be replaced by robots. So this is very scary thing. So, I mean, the technology will be developed, and also now people will upgrade to it. We don't have a choice. Go ahead, Matilda.
But hold on a second, Matilda. Matilda, 1 second. We just got a comment here. Andisa Kumalo. He says, "Yo, we got drone delivery medicine in remote parts of South Africa through Vodafone. So they have medicine delivery."
Exactly. So that is what I wanted to say. There are two ways to this. If we can successfully negotiate with technology, great. We can successfully negotiate with AI, is great. But if we can't, well, I don't know. So far, so good. Technology in Africa, emerging technology in Africa is helping us greatly, because right now I'm in Nigeria right now, and the power of Google now is taking over. Not just Google, anyways, but Waze. Waze. I'm nowhere affiliated to Waze, but Waze right now is going to every nook and cranny to like get delivery logistics happen. It's making them happen right now. So AI is actually paving the way, because the infrastructures from the government is lacking. So AI is now showing us through satellites to where goods need to be delivered. And I bet what Andisa was saying, it is what's going to be happening in Africa in the next 5 to 10 years, because the speed at which we are adapting technology in Africa is faster than the rate the government is building infrastructure. So you have drones flying over estates doing deliveries. You have them using coordinates. So it is, and now there's so many, like, due to the COVID situation, churches are adapting more technology right now to like use their to send their messages out. It is good, and it is making the audience to be more aware, because when they quote a verse in the Bible, the audience actually go and check it out immediately, and if it doesn't coincide or if it doesn't feel right, they challenge, the question. So it is. I don't know if it's really a dichotomy, but it is something that we really need to be aware of. I think we've gone past the point of no return, because every one of us right now is using Google to answer almost any questions. So that's me.
We have a comment from Andisa Kumalo. She said, "We can't avoid partial automation. The question is, how do we work best alongside automation?"
Negotiation.
To add to what Victor was saying there, I interviewed a guy who worked for Microsoft for 18 years. And he says one of their big things now is with AI is AI cities. So, for instance, the cities that we have today in London and New York, we're too built up. But the new cities in let's say, the developing world, they will have drone taxis. You've got the medical supplies being delivered by drones. The idea is that your house will be connected in such a way to the grid. So it's a bit like a matrix thing. And that's what they're looking at now, not just with your mobile phone. So I don't want to go too deep down the rabbit hole and talk about silicon chips and all this other stuff. But if you get the idea, driverless cars, drone taxis that take 2 people from A to B. So you've got lots of things flying around the air. You've just got a lot going on. And they're trying to amalgamate that all together in these new cities that they will be constructing.
Over to you, Matilda. She wants to share something. Go ahead.
Well, I wanted to share at that moment because I wanted to give you how Jack Ma and Yuval Harari is looking at this point, that we're not using our emotions that much, and technology is taking our jobs. Both of them are sharing that it's better to teach our young people, our young generation, to be in art, to work with emotions, to have a higher emotional intelligence, because we can never beat IQ of a computer, but we can beat the EQ of the computer. So any job that is related with emotions can survive for humans.
Wow. And that's very important point, because robots are not conscious, and I hope they won't build them as a conscious related to human. And that's how we can a little bit have this stability with the future AI. I want to ask you another question, Matilda, about the dating apps and the romantic side of it, because now with the data science and the AI, they have done the job for us to find the perfect partner. So tell us about your experience in these data apps and dating apps, and what's the dangerous parts of it and what's the positive parts of it.
I think dating apps may have killed the dating scene. because it's so easy to swipe left or right on a seemingly endless piles of potential partners. It becomes like harder to even actually meet someone. For example, like for students in college and in university, they're told over and over that college is a time, or university is a time for them to expand their social groups, to meet new people, and to grow into adulthood. But the indecisiveness that is built in a dating app and the culture of it, I think destroys it. We are trapped in endless cycles of swiping, and commitment, which is a scary concept for a lot of people. It becomes more scarier and becomes actually it's not possible to meet humans and connect with them deeply. But I did my research, and it was interesting because so people who are older than, I think, 28, they found online dating difficult because there is a lot of choices. But people younger than 28 and 29, they found that most of their dating scene is like that. They haven't even, because they never even experienced otherwise, to be honest. And the other group that was maybe finding their partners 55% with dating app was LGB group. And for them in the world, it's so much easier to find partner through these apps. There are people who found their love and they got married to partner because of these apps, because they wouldn't meet this person in a, I don't know, grocery store, in a bar, in a party or something. So it's an opportunity. But I think it takes away the human side of it, that human connection. I've been a victim of dating app for quite some time. I cannot stand it. But again, I'm older. I'm in my 30s. My way of connecting with humans are different than maybe people in the.
My goodness, Matilda, you're in your 30s or older. How's that arthritis working along? I mean, my goodness, how's that? I mean, are you going to move to the senior citizens home in Florida yet?
See, even the dating app is being controlled by AIs.
Well, you know what?
So when the algorithm needs to show.
No,
Yeah,
I was just going to say, and we got the comments here going. A comment coming in from Andisa, and we'll bring it back around. The reality is that AI has a human bias because they've been built by humans from a grassroots perspective. And then she was also talking about how she's the head of HR for Cisco Systems, HR for Africa, and the conversations are skewed around full automation. So it's been working for my home office, and it's not their biases built into the algorithm. So we ought to be fully aware of it and take it into account, that it's not a true reflection of reality.
Yeah. I want to ask you a question, guys, about the dating app. Does anybody had any experience? And then go ahead, Simon.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, what's the question again on the dating apps?
So tell me, what's your experience about it?
I have been in the consultation part to build a dating app. You get, so it is.
Okay, this sounds like a confession. All right, Victor, we're all here.
Yeah. So it's that's why I'm saying that it's not a human factor who actually goes through the pictures. They actually match, the AI matches pigmentation, some keywords, some interests, some likes. So they show who actually fits, who actually matches who. So there's no human interaction when it comes to the dating app. Like you see, like maybe in the back in the days, they say when speed dating, you sit on the table, you look to the opposite sex eye to eye, and you feel each other. Okay, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, I don't know how long it takes, but then you spin around. But right now, when it comes to technology and the dating app, it moves, like it filters who matches who using pigmentation, what you like, how your beauty scale. It measures so many things when it comes to your features and matches with the next the closest match. And it shows you those are the people that comes on your screen. So when you keep scrolling left or keep scrolling right, you see people that are closely related to what you actually like.
Yeah.
So it is AI that is still in control.
So
And we have a comment.
of those scenarios.
yes,
Sorry, Victor.
so we got a bunch of comments coming in. Sasha Surge said dating apps the worst thing created, and
Yeah.
and Andisa, yeah, Matilda, yes. And then Andisa says, yes, I do. I've dated through dating apps, and it's been challenging for me because I understand the science and the algorithm. So, okay.
Like Victor said, when you understand how it's made, it's not a secret for you, and you become not very impressed by it, and you could match up with people that you don't really wanted to match up with. So it's not the greatest invention after all.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
And just to let you know, Andisa says that, I guess she backs it up. She says the apps have been developed by POC. I have no clue what POC is. Albeit American, I've had better matches. Okay, so the audience is also saying they've had better matches. And whoever POC is, I don't know who that guy is. And
Yes,
Surge
Matilda.
dating apps, just the worst thing ever created in humanity.
Go ahead,
think,
Matilda.
it's interesting because when you meet someone, okay, from the app, you see the person's face or maybe the history of what he has done or something. Okay, maybe that's okay. But I think when two people click, it's about that energy that exchange as two humans, and that's not something that you can capture in computer or in an app. So that's why I think it's fading, because you can meet someone very good looking and he has done this and that in life that you really appreciate. But when you meet with them and talk with them and see with them you look at their face and their eyes, and you're like, wow, I don't want to even talk. I don't want to continue conversation with this person. So I think it's important to understand the app might give you an opportunity to meet more people, that maybe you could go to this bar, to this party, to this, I don't know, a library or a grocery shop, but not necessarily it can give you the quality, because even for a second you're around that human being, you can feel like, as a human, do you appreciate his energy or not, his presence or not?
Yeah, good point, Matilda. I want to go back to Nelson, and I want to have your point of view, because you didn't tell us about it. Do you think that AI will bring unlimited joy and entertainment to us right now, or do you think that we don't need it, like the dating app?
Well, I mean, everybody has a different version of entertainment and joy, right? I mean, so that's very different. Some people, entertainment is going to the top of a mountain, climbing Mount Kilimanjaro, right? With disconnecting and challenging themselves. So that depends on what a person likes, right? It all depends on that. It may make certain things better. For example, it may be easier to find out how to get to a place, how to better enjoy a place. Again, everybody's different. Not as necessarily a substitute for a place. So like, I mean, let's just use what Matilda was saying on the dating apps. I mean, to me, I've used dating apps, and what I find is it helps me look at more of what I kind of already am going to look at anyway, of what I'm already geared for. The picture makes a big thing. Second is your write-up, so if you're good at writing, that will either attract, or in some cases you want to repel certain ones. So there.
Okay.
Can I add to that?
Oh, and by the way, and this is it. POC is people of color. Okay.
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 Go ahead, Simon.
Just to add to what Nelson's saying is that I think our dating apps are great. I think if you know how to handle it, and when I say handle it, you've got to know what content you're putting up there to what you're going to receive, from your pictures to your write-up. And remember, it's very easy. If people try to contact with you, you just don't like their face, then you can just press that X or swipe left or whatever it is. I think it uses a lot less time, in the sense of if you've got self-discipline, and it's just much more functional. The old days you go to the club and you blah, blah, blah. At least you know on the app straight away that this woman has an interest in you because she swiped right. Do you understand? So from a bloke's point of view, I think on that. And also, I always tell people, video call before you go and meet somebody, because then you really see what they're about. You see the kind of conversation, you see their body language, you see so many different things. Why would you just to suddenly turn up on a date? Oh, yeah, all right. Nah, you just put yourself.
Yeah.
It's just to me, it's not the wisest move, in that respect. But that's what my thing is, and I've told people this many a time. Don't just run out on the first date that someone offers you with because whether it's a free meal or whatever. If you're serious, because something Matilda said, the younger people find the dating app easy. They do because they're not really serious. Think about it. If you're just in your very early 20s or late teens, you're not looking for a husband or a wife. You're just happy that, look what I got. Hey, that kind of thing. When you're older, it's like, all right, I've been there, done that. Now I need something more.
Yeah, but check this out. But then that goes back to, before the app, it's the individual. So the app will just enhance or whatever the technology, whatever that person is. So if a person was never serious to begin with, app or no app, they just aren't serious. You see what I mean? So if a person, it all depends on how a person looks at, let's say, relationships, and we're kind of getting off topic here. But if a person looks at being in a relationship as something serious, their profile, their use of it will reflect that as well.
Yeah. I want to go back to Carla and just to finish about this dating app. What do you think about dating app for adults? I mean, for kids, for teenagers, I want to say.
For teenagers, well, they're all on it, aren't they? And the thing is with teenagers, they're the social leaders. It doesn't matter what generation you look at, they are the people that don't compromise when it comes to social life, and they will always find a way to connect. So even when there wasn't any technology, we found a way to connect with other teenagers and to date and to find people to connect with, and they're still doing that. And I don't think it's necessarily the apps themselves that are the issue. I think it's the over-reliance on them, and I think that's what it is with technology overall. And the whole question of, will it kill us? It will kill us if there's an over-reliance on it, and also if there's a lack of consciousness and a lack of awareness of what you're doing. If you're just kind of being swept along with the tide, which is what technology is, it's just like a massive tidal wave that's swept over the world, and it's going to keep doing that. And if you're not conscious and you're not aware of how to use it properly and how to balance it with proper values as a human, then you are going to find yourself being a victim of it. And I think that's the issue with teens, is that teens and children have always needed protection. They've always been vulnerable because they can be impulsive and they can lack knowledge and wisdom. And that's always been the role of adults, is to guide them. So in a world with or without technology, that's still the case, isn't it? And so I think if they're using these things without guidance, we've seen in recent years the thing about the online pedophiles and how they use those apps to target young people. And that really is down to parents and adults who are guiding children to watch that kind of stuff. You can't expect young people to be aware of all the dangers that they're going to face. So I think whatever technology is, dating apps, any of that, we need to be cautious and make sure we observing and monitoring our kids, but also guiding them. And I guess we have to be using it sensibly to be able to do that successfully as well, don't we? So I think if we are struggling, our kids are going to be as well.
I don't think, Carla, it's easy to say let's not be over reliant on technology, but it's very difficult to practice because we are currently over reliant on it. See, Google, for example, we are addicted to Google. Now we are getting addicted. The world is getting addicted to social media. Now, like Simon said at the beginning, says you can't tell my 10-year-old that. See, I've been here now 2 days. My internet was not working. They were like, I don't know the best word
climbing
to
the
categorize
walls.
them. See, they were just going seriously hard. When is it going to be fixed? When is it going to be fixed? When is it going to be fixed? We need the internet. We need the internet. We need the internet. So it's like a drug. I don't know if it's like a fix. They need to get that heat. So me too. I need the internet. I need Google. I need the YouTube. I need these features to like help me structure my day. So we are currently over reliant. When researching for today's conversation, I saw one of the features on my phone to check how long my screen time. I found that my screen time was over 13 hours a day on my mobile phone. So that tells volumes about just me, not just the kids anyway, but for me, my screen time is a lot. So fine, I know that I need to like not be over reliant, too dependent on technology. But if I'm going somewhere that I've not been to before, AI shows me the way. You can call it Waze, you can call it Google, but they show me the way. See, A to Z is not coming back.
Yeah.
I've used A to Z from London to Paris, it's not coming back. But Waze, Google, and other TomTom there, they show you the way, your next stop, your next break, your next coffee joint. So, and this is what is happening right now. We are getting over dependent on these things. And it is a slippery slope that we are going. And I can't see human beings disconnecting from technology anyways. We just need to find a proper way for whoever is programming it not to program doom for us. If not, technology is so amazing. I love technology, but there should be a line. I don't know where the line is, but there should be a line.
There is a comment. Thank you, Victor. There is a comment from Andisa Kumalo. She said, I love what Carla is saying. My 12 years want to study actuarial science at Oxford based on his social media influence. And yeah, he's an A student for most of his primary school years, and he's followed all the right kids. Thank God. And God bless him. Because it's very hard to stay focused. And they have done actually a study in the Oxford University. Nearly 800 phone users, they couldn't really concentrate on the other tasks because they had their devices in the same room as them. And it shows that all these devices could lead us to addiction and concentrate less, and which is very dangerous. I want to go to Simon. You want to say something?
Yeah, just to. I'm not sure if you're all aware, when TV was first invented, it was seen as the devil's tool. It was seen as that we were going to be controlled. It's programming everything. Now, no one really watches TV. Everyone's on social media. So my point is that we could be looking at this in a overreactive, detrimental way. And it's just something that in time we just accept and we get on with our lives. I'm not disputing it doesn't have side effects, but if you look at history of how TV was seen and how, TV became a tool to inform the public of health issues or what have you, and which was very proactive, but also gave out propaganda in many respects. Even today, you could be saying that, right? But that was just something I thought was very important to bring to our attention, is that anything new, technology-wise, could be seen of the devil, to put it literally or hypothetically.
Yeah, but now the technology is evolving so fast. I don't know if you guys see on Instagram, now they are creating influencers, artificial intelligent influencers. They have over 1.8 million followers, and they are robots, and they are trying to put this great lifestyle they had, but they are robots, and people are following this kind of stuff.
But can I throw in there, you also need to look at the kind of people who are following that. Young people, I found from my interview and doing my episodes that young people get the most followers because young people have a lot of time. A teenager, a 16-year-old, apart from studying at school, doesn't really have much to worry about. So they follow, subscribe. And you can, as a young, I've had people in the car and they've got 750,000 followers. And what are they doing? They're putting on lipstick, or they're just doing funny pranks. Young people will have time, but that's that age group. And as they get older, they get more responsible. But, I shouldn't say burdens, but have kids, get married, and all the rest of it, have to hold down full-time jobs. Then that's where we can look at how it's really affecting, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, but the kids and teenagers are the future of this world. So if they are following this kind of stuff, I don't know where we will end. But nice point, Simon.
Yeah.
Okay, there is a comment from Andy Sacomalo. She said, yeah, you can control technology with kids. I do both with my 8-year and 12-year-old. Also, their accounts are linked to mine, so I see what they are doing. Yeah, so there is a great thing with YouTube and the other application that you can link. There is like a parental surveillance that they can have this link account with kids, which is something it's easier for parents to control. I wanna finish with the last question because this question is an open question for everyone. If anyone wants to respond to it, are you optimistic for the future that we live right now? Do you think that AI or technology will evolve so fast that we won't be aware of it? Anyone wants to respond? Carla, maybe?
Yeah, I would
Victor?
say.
Yeah.
I would say yes. I am optimistic because I believe in human beings because we adapt. We've been with low-level technology, and we are moving towards infinite super intelligence, and we would adapt. We are humans. That is something that even AI cannot mimic at the moment. AI cannot mimic our emotional intelligence. Even intellectual capacity can be mimicked, but emotional intelligence is what is so peculiar to us right now. So I believe in human beings that we can actually live well with technology, and I'm very optimistic about the future.
Thanks, Victor. Carla?
Yeah, I agree with Victor in some sense, because I think if we look back in history, the human development and change in society, it always divides us as humans into two camps. So you have those people who thrive and who adapt and find ways to use their humanness to overcome whatever happens as a result of the change. And I think the same will be the case with technology. But you also have the casualties of the change. You have those people who are not able to adapt. They're not able to keep up. Perhaps everything happens at a pace at which they're not able to respond, or they don't know how to, whether it's education or opportunity or whatever. There are always victims of change. And I think maybe one of the different things that we face now with the accessibility of information is that people have more choice now about how they respond to things, but they have to be proactive. They have to take control, and not be passive. I think we've seen a generation of people who have become passive users of technology and then seen the effects of it afterwards. And I hope that that's something that will change in the future, that we'll educate people so that they'll be able to make a choice to thrive as a result of, the change, rather than just be kind of victims of it.
Yeah. Simon?
I agree with what Victor and Carla's saying. I will add that there was a demonstration where AI was taught how to play chess, and it beat the top master in the world at playing chess. But when it was taught explain drafts, it couldn't play it. It couldn't win. It couldn't grasp it because it's a different kind of system. And it's like, it goes back to what Victor was saying, is there's limitations when it comes to AI. And basically, that's the human part that will never, I would believe, will never be able to be fully controlled. There are great benefits of the AI, which I'm more than welcome. The fact that over AI, things like George Floyd becomes apparent because, it's through social media and all these other things and great scandals and like the WikiLeaks thing. Yes, that's the use of AI in those respects. So I welcome AI. I just think we just all need to have self-discipline to know how to handle it or learn. And there, as Carla says, there will be people who fall by the wayside, but that's life. You can't save everyone. You can't bring everyone to the party. It's just how it goes.
Nelson?
I'll let Matilda go. Ladies first.
I think it's interesting because
one second, Matilda. I'm sorry. We just got a comment in. Andy says, Simon, mate, the day my kids learn chess, their math results improved by 12%. So just kind of right there from Andy from the audience, and I'll turn it back to you, Matilda. It just came in. Thank you.
Okay. I think it's interesting because it's like a tool, and it's like how knife is for a surgeon and for as someone that kills other human beings. So if we use it in a right way, we can save a lot of people, or we can enhance our life in a beautiful way. But if we use it in a wrong way, we can destroy humanity. So I think it's important to know that line, and maybe we need more studies in universities that can keep humans in the right line, not go more advanced about it or more in tune about it, because then we won't have that human interaction together. And that's what makes us human, this human connection.
That's so nice. Nelson, over to you.
Okay, so kind of you got to repeat the question. My brain was on AI all over the place,
So, are you optimistic for the future?
Yeah, the answer is yes, and why, right? So it's AI is ultimately developed by humans, right? So as long as we have good interpersonal relationships, we can use it as a lever, right? As a lever. Backroom deals will always be backroom deals. Okay, AI will not get into the backroom deal, and then at some point it becomes public knowledge and in the internet. But it's always something about two people or a group of people talking about some deal, something that they're going to do, and then it's like, wow, this happened. Just like in the dating apps, all those algorithms. At the end of the day, you kind of know what you want, right? So you can enhance it, so to speak. And the big thing about it is I guess we get to decide where we want to be. Guy Kawasaki said it best. He said, I'm a creator of social media content, whatever it is, but I am the creator of it. I am not a consumer of it. So we have to make conscious decisions. Is do we want to be consumers or do we want to be creators? So like, I'll only check Facebook. I put it to myself only twice a day, morning and evening, and only to post. So that's it. I want to be a creator of it. I don't want to be a consumer of it. And that's it. I think Victor wants to say something.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Nelson, regards that statement of being creators and consumers of content online, AI is right now they run the show. If you use certain keywords on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, you can be banned or you can be shadow banned. So being a creator right now, yeah, but to some extent, there's some words right now that we can't even use. If we use those words, if we use those keywords, we will be banned by AI. We'll be shadow blocked by AI. So AI still monitors us.
But for that word to be banned, somebody had to put it in. Somebody had to create it. You see what I mean? And then that has some desired impact. So I want to.
Yeah, related.
Yeah, I just want to be the guy who has the impact. I don't want to be the guy on the being impacted side. I want to be the one doing the impact.
But Victor is talking about the freedom of putting more content out there without being banned. You can create content, but do you have the unlimited freedom to put it out there? We don't know with AI, right, Victor?
Yes, that is the downside of technology that is going to kill us. Because we don't know, technology filters everything we say, related keywords. When they say, if you can't talk about COVID and related keywords, when you say something like that, conspiracy theory, they just like shadow block you and
right.
So that freedom is not there. Technology, AI is boxing us every day.
But
part
again,
of AI is boxing us every day.
But somebody has to tell the AI, give it parameters. It's like when people say, you know what they say, you know what they say, you know what they say. Well, we are they.
But I can answer Victor's question, Victor's opinion, because all this AI is controlled by high-tech companies like Google and all the Silicon Valley things. So they have their agenda to create a powerful AI who can control some kind of things on the internet, on our life. And what they have done now is with face recognition and all this advanced technology is just spying and offering to people to buy some crap that they don't really want to buy. And that's the problem is with the high-tech companies. I just want to add something in experience, because I had my friends who works in high-tech companies, and some of them resigned. And I said, why you guys resigned from a high big salary and stuff? And they said that because their values are not aligned with the ethics of the company. They are trying to put AI to put more marketing, to track data of people and to sell data and try to put products and devices that could attract people attention to buy more stuff online. And what they want to do is they want to do humanitarian things with the AI. They want to help disabled people, and they want to do something greater for the humanity and not against it.
Yeah, but I mean, what's the difference between using AI, right, and somebody who puts out a Christmas sale sign, going out of business sign, right? Christmas, 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 and then you get another one, Hanukkah, 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 and then on January 2nd, you put after Christmas sale, sign. I mean, what's the difference? You see what I mean?
Yeah, but you don't attract the people the right way, because in the high tech, they will take your data and they will try to spy on you to see your behavior. And then they will propose to you the products that you might buy. But if when you go in the street and you see a shop and they have a sign, you can enter or you're not. It's up to you.
Well, I can log on or I can log off. I'll give you another one. People buy cars, right? Why? Because they saw it in a movie. Wow, it looks so cool. So I want to buy that car. I want to go on that vacation. Why? Because it looks cool. You go into the car dealership and they say, you can't afford it? Great. We got a layaway program. You can't afford it? We'll stretch out payments and throw some interest in there.
Yeah, but because we are conscious, we are aware of our decisions. But could you believe, like in 5 or 10 years now, if we can't even control our brain, if it's already controlled by the AI? So that's also another topic to discuss.
Yeah.
Victor,
yeah, what I wanted to say is what I think it was Andisa. She mentioned it at the beginning of the show when she left a comment saying that she's like the head of HR and Cisco. All they are talking about is automation. So nursing, not necessarily that human beings need to put in those keywords, those parameters there. Like what happened in Nigeria a couple of months back, there was this hashtag #NSARS. The AIs on Facebook and Instagram had to ban that hashtag because there was a sudden surge coming up from where it does not really understand. So it has to like shut it down. So it is not necessarily human beings that is controlling this big data or what they need to look for. You get? So when these things are automated, you don't really know. And machine learning is another thing. Machine learning is going so faster than the way we human beings comprehend and understand algorithms, the way we understand puzzles, the way we understand different aspects of calculations. So they go faster than us. But my point is that even though we need to be very careful of the AIs, and I'm very optimistic about the future, we should be aware of the other end. The other end, whereby we get censored on YouTube, get censored on social media, or even in Google. Or see, that is another pitfall or the dark side of AI. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, thanks. Okay. Thank you, Victor, for your insights. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And thanks for Andessa, Sasha, and everyone who participated in this discussion. We would love to see you back here and with your really great comments. And you can find us also on Instagram, on Facebook, and also we can reach out to us on our own podcast that we will link in the end of this discussion. And have a great day or evening.
Yeah, and just, and also thank you to, there's probably someone out there that AI banned from getting on us. So we want to do as well. And thank AI because they won't let me post any more videos. So, all right.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.